right. Haley, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good.
Awesome, awesome. So Haley, you've been part of the community, FI investors and everything for quite some time. And I've seen your growth. It's been super inspiring, investing while having a W-2, investing with other partners. Can you tell us a little bit about where you are now? And then we'll take it back.
Yeah, so now I have a few long-term rentals and I have one short-term rental right now. And then I have 17 units with a partner in a different market. Those are two multifamilies, and then we have two single-family homes as well together.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And I know that for some of those deals, you've also raised some private capital and all of that too, right?
Yeah, for the multifamily properties, we've used private money for those,
Mm.
and also hard money. Those ended up being more of a burr. We found them through a wholesaler, and then the 6 unit, we've burred that property, and now it's fully stabilized. So we're
Yeah,
doing it again on a 9 unit now that we have currently under contract, and we're in the rehab phase of that right now.
of another 9 unit.
Yeah.
So that is awesome. That's awesome. So question for you, how in the beginning, as you started with your long term, how did you then decided to transition then into building that short-term rental cabin and then starting to investing out of state? How did you transition from long term to the other strategies?
It sort of was a progression that it happened just being in the mastermind group.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that I wasn't going to scale and grow as quickly as I felt like I needed to at the time, by myself. And so one of the relationships that I built in the mastermind group kind of just naturally progressed into, we started wholesaling together, and then naturally sort of, well, let's just buy our own properties and kind of focus on multifamily. Um, but I realized sort of within the mastermind, asking the right questions, you hear from people who are doing something that inspires you, and
Mm-hmm.
you can ask the appropriate questions to them, figure out how they did it, and then if it works within your goals or your standards, if that works for you, then you can kind of dive into that a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
I would have never thought that I would have purchased multifamily before. I was just thinking maybe like 7 to 10 long-term rental single family homes and just be good, but that's a lot more exciting, and I've enjoyed that a lot more. Doing that with
Yeah.
a partner too also helps. It's a little bit more
Yeah.
fun that way.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome because seeing sometimes the mastermind group can get you to see things that you didn't thought of or
Mm-hmm.
that you didn't think of for yourself, right? Like
Yeah.
in the beginning for me too, I wanted to get like to 10 properties by age 35. And then by joining a mastermind group, I was able to like see different things and be like, I can accomplish this much sooner. So, so yeah, that's awesome. And how are you now? How do you structure your like your W-2 while building everything that you're building?
I've actually stepped down a lot as far as my hours. I'm
Mhm.
W-2, but I work shifts. So I switched jobs to a different hospital. I work in the hospital. So I switched to a different hospital so I can have a little bit more of a flexible schedule.
Mhm.
And then I cut down the number of hours that I work every month. So I have a lot more free time, and a lot more free days.
Mhm.
And now I was promoted, so I'm sort of the manager. So I make everyone's schedule. So I can sort of schedule myself to what works. So I don't work Mondays now because I want to be on the mastermind call. So I have a little bit more freedom that way. I'm only working Thursday and Fridays now. So
Oh,
I
cool.
kind of so I have the rest of the week off and kind of focus on more of the multi-family real estate investing, and then looking at deals and whatever else comes up.
Yeah, and now your passive income too has been able to support you through that journey. Because I know you house hack too, right? Or you were house hacking a little
Yeah, I'm
bit.
house hacking as well. And then yeah, it's been interesting because I have enough passive income now where I'm financially free
That is
as far as
awesome.
my debts are paid, right? But and then with these short-term cabins that should be done later this year, I should be okay to have my W-2 be completely optional. That's kind of my goal. So not necessarily wanting to step away from that 100%, but using that as just income to fuel my future investments.
Yeah. No, and that's that's a position that a lot of people wanna be in, from the perspective of now you get to have the choice to work or not in the field that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Right? Not many people get to do that. Not people be like, hey, I'm gonna decide when I want to work or if I work or so forth. So that's awesome.
When I started, my goal was to quit my W-2 after 1 year. And then I realized, well, first of all, that's not possible with the way that I was scaling. And it's because it wasn't sustainable. And also I realized kind of the value in my W-2 and having that job. It's just income, steady income. There's a lot of stress and stuff that comes with the job, but it's worth it. Now I can kind of maximize that income and use it to fuel things that are more important to me. Travel, investments, that kind of thing. I get to use that money for that.
Yes, because you were recently in Costa Rica too, and I know that you like to go on hikes and explore and everything. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Where as far as like you mentioned the mastermind calls and stuff like that, how do you think those mastermind calls has helped you on your journey?
Really, it's been asking questions. In the beginning, I was a little bit scared to ask questions because they're going to be kind of silly, stupid questions, but asking questions on every call, I try to be sort of active in the calls and participate, then also hearing other people's questions, and then using those to sort of take action. You hear a lot of different ways in which people are investing or growing their business on these calls. And so at first it was easy for me to be like, oh, I'm going to go do this now, or, oh, I'm going to go do this now. Now I have more of a focus about what I want to do. So I get value from every call, even though it's not necessarily something I'm going to want to do. And then asking the right questions and then using those answers and taking action.
Yeah.
Hearing people's opinions and perspectives. That's, I think, what's been the most valuable.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's awesome, Haley. And I look forward to seeing you grow and continuing to build your real estate portfolio. What is next for you after you rehab the 9 units?
I think we're going to continue to focus on purchasing multifamily, mid multifamily, affordable housing is kind of where we're focused. And then the next few years, it's a goal to kind of transition into developing multifamily, developing affordable housing. So kind of just starting that process now of figuring out how do people even do this. And then kind of growing into that and starting that in the next few years.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. And it's sort of like that build to rent philosophy, right? Of being able to build, develop, right? And then rent it out, keep it as rent. So that's cool. And what do you need help most right now with resources and stuff like that?
Right now, we are looking for more private lenders, private money lenders to kind of fund some of the rehab that we're doing on the multifamily. And I think once we get into development, it's going to be a lot more raising capital. Right now, I'm not necessarily at that point, but that's going to be something that will be necessary in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
And I'm also right now, I'm just really needing some kind of lead generation, some deal flow. That's something that I do need to. Sort of that meets my criteria as far as single family homes, because I am still looking at single family homes, but then kind of the mid-size multifamily properties, kind of getting some deals in so I can start underwriting again and figuring out if they fit for our partnership.
Okay, cool. This definitely gives me ideas of what to talk in the future and what guests to bring for the mastermind.
Yeah.
So yes, this is gonna be good. Good. Cool. Well, Haley, thank you very much for sharing your story. Super inspiring. Where can people reach out to you if they want to be like, you know what, Haley, I want to learn more about what you're doing. I have some private money. How can people help you?
The best place is probably Instagram. I'm on there way too many hours a day, but it's at the.hiking.investor. So you can find me there. Or if you're
hiking.
in the mastermind group, you can reach out on Slack, or I think my cell phone's on Slack too. You can reach out to me on there.
Cool. Well, awesome, Haley. I really appreciate your time and look forward to seeing you grow, get that short-term rental cabin done. Because I know we've been chatting about that one as you've been building it. So, but yeah, thank you for always being part of the community, helping out everybody, answering questions and asking questions too, because you have some really good questions. So thank you, Haley, and we'll be in touch.
Thanks, Diego.